All right, man. The Ashes of the Damn Easter egg has just been completed, and in this video, I want to show you guys how to do the entire main Easter egg quest. We are going to go ahead and get right into it. So if you haven't already, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. Before you get started, you're going to need to do two things, and the first one is to unlock Klaus, and you're going to need to build the wonder weapon as well. I have videos on how to do both of these things on my channel, so go check that out if you haven't already. Once you have done these two things, you can get started with the Easter egg, and the first step is to get all the parts of the serum. The first part is in the Blackwater cabin. You want to go to the lake inside the kitchen. Is going to be a jar. Take this jar to the farm. There will be a horse in the middle of the road. You interact with the horse to put the jar on the horse. You want to let it sit there for 3 rounds. Once 3 rounds have passed, you can go back to this horse and pick up the first part to the serum. I would recommend getting all the other parts in the 3 rounds while you wait for this one. For the next part, you are going to need to upgrade Tessie. If you don't know how to get the laser beams, I also do have a video for that on my channel. Basically, you want to take the laser beams to any of the fog areas on the map. Inside these areas are these purple flowers, and if you laser beam the flower, it will drop the flesh chunk. The next part is the limb. For this, you're going to need to kill a Xursa with the laser beams on Tessie. This one sounds intimidating, but just get Xursa down to like 1 shot or low health or something like that, and then kill her with the lasers. This will drop the next part. For the fourth part, you are going to need the Wisp T perk. Basically, you want to get this perk and have your Wisp spawn in. You can do this by killing a bunch of zombies. It just kind of randomly spawns in and helps you out. Take this to Ashwood. Inside this room on the left side is going to be a mirror. Basically, your Wisp is going to interact with the mirror just for walking past it, and then you can shoot it with the wonder weapon and get the powder. The next part is a pair of eyeballs. You get these from the Ravagers, actually. You want to use one of these saw traps around the map. Make sure a Ravager gets killed by the saw trap, and it will drop the eyes. And the final part to the serum is the foot. For this one, you are going to need a combat axe and a Molotov. All you need to do is go to the barn on the left side of the farm area of the map. Inside the barn is a hanging zombie that's like dripping blood. First, you want to hit the left foot with the combat axe to make it fall on the ground. Then you want to burn it with the Molotov. This will turn it into a bone, and you can go ahead and pick that up. This will be the final part to the serum. Once you have all the parts to the serum, you want to go to the radio room inside the Cosmodrome. Inside this room is going to be a syringe. After you grab the syringe, head to Yuri's lab. This is also at Cosmodrome, by the way. Inside the room is going to be a chemistry table, and this step is a little strange. I'll be honest. First, by the way, interact with the table to activate this step of the Easter egg. A cipher is going to appear on the wall in front of you. This is actually a pig pin cipher, so you can decrypt it if you like, but I'm gonna make this real short and easy for you guys. Use this picture, find out the order of the different items, and then interact with those items in the order that you see the, words on the wall. If you do this correctly, you can interact with the actual vial. You will add your blood, and this will start a lockdown sequence where you have very little health and you do not heal. So if you're solo, be super careful. I've heard it's extremely difficult, but with friends, it's really not that bad. After the lockdown is complete, the room will basically fill with smoke, and then the voice that's been trying to talk to you the whole game finally gets through, and we start communicating with the entity. The next step is to find 3 different colored keys around the map. Once you have the key, you're going to bring it back to Ashwood to this cube in the back of the area. The first key that I found was the red key. You can find this in the Orda graveyard. I found it in the T-Rex's mouth. Basically, you want to shoot your wonder weapon and then reload it. It will retract the spike and drop the key. The red key can be found anywhere in the Orda graveyard, by the way. It may not spawn in the T-Rex's mouth. That's just where I found it. This key is going to make you 1 shot, but you will be extremely fast. I'm not sure if you heal or not, to be honest with you, but basically run it all the way back to Ashwood and put it in the box. Next, we have the yellow key. This can be found in between Ashwood and the Cosmodrome. I think the area is called Crashed Rocket. I found the key on top of this cliff right outside the entrance to Ashwood, but I know you can also find it on top of the antenna that's like fallen over as well. Basically, grab the key, take it back to the box. This one, I'm pretty sure, only gives you a melee weapon, but it's really not that bad. Just run it back to the box as fast as possible. And the final key, being the green key, can be found at the grounded ship. This one is by far the hardest. It's not only the hardest to find, by the way, I found it under the ship in the middle of this little box area. It can also be on the top in a blue crate. When you pick up this key, it's going to make you extremely slow. Like so slow, and you can't actually drop the key either, so make sure you have some friends. If you're solo, I honestly don't even know how this is possible. Once you make it back to Ashwood and interact with the box, if this is your last key, you will get a mid Easter egg cutscene. I'm not going to play the whole cutscene right now, but I will say it is pretty cool. After the cutscene ends, you are going to get the Wonderwap turret. Make sure to grab this and install it to Tessie because you need it for the rest of the Easter egg. Now that you have the Wonderwap attached to Tessie, you can shoot the clock in the middle of Ashwood to power it up, and then shoot it again with the Wonder Weapon to get a purple ability. Not exactly sure what to call this, but we'll call it getting purple. We're going to do this several different times throughout the rest of the Easter egg, so get familiar with how to use that clock. Basically, you're going to take the purple to the Cosmodrome and shoot this spinning antenna. Once you shoot it, it's going to slow it down. Then you're going to go all the way back to Ashwood, get purple again by shooting another face of the clock, and take that to the other antenna at the Cosmodrome. Once you shoot the other antenna, all the different computers in the room will now be activated. On the right side of the room are 2 screens with more pigpin ciphers. All you need to do is decrypt these. Go online and look up a pigpin cipher decryptor or something like that. The pigpin cipher is going to give you a word, kind of like weapon or rocket or launch. It's going to be a 6-letter word, and you will take that word and punch it into these screens like this. Okay, so for example, if your word is weapon, the first letter is W, which is like the 23rd letter of the alphabet. You'll -1, 22, so you'll punch 22 into the first screen. Once you complete it successfully, you will see this white screen, and then the rocket is actually going to launch. This signifies you have rescued these souls in this area. The whole storyline of this map is actually super cool. The next step of the Easter egg takes place at the diner. You're going to get purple and also take Tessie over to the diner. Use the purple shot on the clock. This will freeze time, and also notice the 3 different frozen lightning bolts around the area. These correlate to 3 different zombies, the first one being inside the diner. You want to use melee macchiato on this cash register. This will spawn in the zombie. All you have to do is take it to the top of the diner and have it walk into the purple lightning bolts. For the other 2 zombies, you want to use Tessie to hit the back of the red truck, and also use Klaus to revive the mechanic inside the workshop. Take the zombie that comes from the red truck to the red lightning bolt, and take the zombie that comes from the garage to the yellow lightning bolt. And if you've done all 3 of these successfully before the timer ends, you can rescue all the souls in this area, and you will be done with this step of the Easter egg. The next step of the Easter egg takes place at the farm. You want to get purple and then go inside the farmhouse. There's a clock on the wall. Look at the hour hand, whatever number you see. You will find that number scratched into the ground. Stand on the number, and the zombie at the table will slowly turn and look at you. Once his eyes glow red, you will shoot him with the purple, and this will hide 4 different artifacts around the area. It's basically 1 artifact per building in the farm. The bear can be found upstairs in the house next to this bed. The cup can be found in the underground tunnel next to this bathtub. The razor can be found under this table in the shed, and the hockey mask can be found upstairs inside the barn. Once you have all 4 of these items, you will take them out to the middle of the farm, place each respective item in their little red circle, and then interact with one to start the lockdown sequence. You are basically just defending these artifacts. The zombies will attack them, and they also have a health bar. Just defend them, kill all the zombies. Eventually, you will rescue these souls, and you will be done with this step of the Easter egg. The final step of the Easter egg takes place inside the house at the lake. You are going to need to get purple, also interact with this wisp on the dock in the back of the house. If you shoot the projector with the purple, it's going to play a slideshow on the screen of 4 different angles of this area. There are also 4 different film reels hidden in the area, and the projector is pretty much telling you what order you have to shoot the film reels. For me, the first one was inside this little building near the roof. The second one was inside the cabin up the stairs on this shelf. The third one was outside the cabin near this staircase, and the 4th film reel was inside the shed outside the cabin on this shelf. If you do it in the wrong order, you will actually get a jump scare. If you do it correctly, this like purple mist will explode out of the film. All you have to do now is call in Klaus have him walk up to the artifact upstairs in the cabin. He's going to interact with the artifact, take it outside, and then you can go into the final boss fight in Ashes of the Dam. Now, to start the final encounter, you want to go outside and interact with Klaus. Let's start a vote and make sure you guys are ready, because as soon as you vote, you need to head to Tessie and get ready to drive around the map. This is basically a driving course from here all the way to Janice Towers. You want to then head to Farm, then head to Ashwood, and then all the way back around to the lake. There are these souls on the ground that you have to drive through all the way there, and make sure you don't miss one, because if you miss one, you will hear a clock sound, and that means you actually missed one and failed. If you are successful in driving all the way back around to the lake, the last soul you collect will send you into the pyramid, into the boss fight. It's insane. The boss is called Vaetharion. He's like a giant zombie Beyblade. I don't even know how else to explain this thing. The boss fight is pretty fun. It's kind of crazy. It's pretty hard, I'll be honest with you guys, but I really don't want to spoil too much from the boss fight. I'll let you guys experience that for yourself. That's how you complete the Ashes of the Dam main Easter egg quest in Black Ops 7 Zombies. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and make sure to share with a friend if you haven't already.